I'm going to go ahead and go live on Facebook. Yeah, I don't. Hey, Nikki, you
We
there?
can just go. Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay, cut it out again. Is there audio playing in the background? Because I don't hear it.
North
Okay.
of $700,000. And so there's no
Well, you know what?
sub 200.
Shoot, you want to? Can you just like restart the segment where you just play my you just like stop and play my intro music and then we just go right into the segment?
Yeah, I can do that. Hold on.
Yeah, let's do that.
100 acres and slapping up $200,000 houses. That's over. It's over. So, you guys that are sitting and waiting on the sidelines waiting for the next crash, I'm telling you, it's not coming. In fact, I'll
The
even
following program paid for by Right Path
This
Real
is
Estate
sounding
does
all
not
messed up,
necessarily
already.
That's
reflect the
okay.
views or opinions of the staff, management, or ownership of this station. It's time to get on the right path with Right Path Real Estate Radio with Jason Bible. Get the answer to your question that's keeping you
Wait, you
from
hear everything
taking
okay
action.
now?
This is perfect. Yeah.
All right, awesome.
Did you have to
Good
do something on
morning.
your end?
Yes, there's some button over here. So
Uh,
I pressed the paycheck button. It's not on my board, like it's
Get
not
ready.
my
The
normal.
guy that will put
Uh.
your ears behind you is on the air now. Taking calls at 713-785-1817. Toll free 877-881-0271.
Oh, goodness
Now here's your host, Jason Bible.
All right, here we go. Hot mics.
welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We have a little case of the Mondays over here at Right Path. So we're live. We got everything sorted out. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. I want to continue where I started on Friday. For those of you on Facebook, you can see I've got the banner up from Friday's show. Housing sees first post-Harvey dip. Article out of the Houston Chronicle from April the 11th. And I want to continue with this article, but I want to summarize what we talked about Friday, and that is things are a-changing. However, the real point of the show Friday was to go back and verify some of the predictions we had made. Some of these predictions are 2 years old. We talked about the impact of interest rates in single-family houses, how conventional wisdom is wrong there. We talked about we haven't yet talked about the impact of Harvey on single-family real estate. We've talked a little bit about it from Friday's show. But what I'm doing is I'm piecemealing this article out because there are so many little pearls of wisdom in here. There's a lot of stuff that we predicted 6 months ago, some of it as far back as 2 years ago, that is finally happening. This is the equivalent of the Rob Gronkowski, spiking the football right after a touchdown. That's kind of where we're at right now. And here's one of the reasons why we want to do this. One of the reasons I like to do this is, hey, we give you guys a lot of advice on this show. We give you a lot of recommendations, talk about what we're doing with our money. We're talking a lot about what's going on in the economy and politics. And we have to make some predictions. And the reason I like to go back and revisit those predictions is to show you that they're more than just hot air on a radio show. Like, the reason we say these things is because we do believe these things will come true. I actually finished up another great book this weekend by Aaron Clary, Bachelor Pad Economics. Great book, and he is quite the prolific writer. When this one came from Amazon, I was like, holy cow, this is a monster book. 500, 600 pages, something like that. What are we at? Yeah, about 500 pages. And then I got some other books that I've already read, but I'm adding them to my little library here at the office. But a great book. I'm going to share with you some retirement statistics. And I'm going to start using this term because it just gets right to the issue. There's a retirement bubble out there. There is absolutely 100% a retirement bubble. There is a bubble in retirement. And you can spend all the money, all the time, be incredibly disciplined, and this thing still blow up in your face. And I'm going to dedicate an entire show, it might be a series of shows, to the retirement bubble, debunking the retirement myth. I don't have time to do it all in one show. Aaron talks about it in his book. I have talked about it on previous shows. However, I love the term he uses, retirement bubble. I think it's perfect to describe exactly what's going to happen. I've talked a little bit about the education bubble. And he spends a lot of time in this book. Actually, he's dedicated an entire book called Worthless, which is all about education. And I have not read that one, but it's sitting on my shelf on the to-do list. But here's what I'll tell you. It wasn't until about 50, 60 years ago that the only retirement vehicle, or the last 50 or 60 years, the only retirement vehicle that your company and HR and all of your money managers recommend is stocks, bonds, and commodities.
1 minute.
That's it. So if everyone is funneling all their dollars into those retirement assets, what do you think happens to the price? Do the prices go up? Do they go down? Do they stay the same? And are those prices realistic? In other words, if folks had other retirement vehicles in which they could invest in, would the stock market be as high as it is today? And I can tell you right now, the answer is unequivocally no. We get back from the break. I'm going to go and finish the rest of this article, Housing Sees First Post-Harvey Dip from the Houston Chronicle. And we're going to have a good rest of the show. It's Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
Mike's off.
You found or inherited a great investment property. Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment.
Excuse me. That was weird.
This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment.
Morning, gentlemen.
We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at next.
So for our guys on Facebook, I've read all three of these books, but in order to add them to my library, I have to have them in hardback. Like, you have to have a physical copy. And so I got all three of these bad boys in this week.
Well, you can.
Let's see that. Start with no, never split the difference in popular economics. These are going to go into the library.
In real estate, promissory notes, private entities, and much more. Many of our clients loan money from their IRAs to fund real estate deals all over the country. We don't sell any investments or give advice. However, we do hold free networking events, weekly educational classes, and free consultations with an IRA specialist. For more information, visit our website.
Look who's got a case of the Mondays. It's the board at Salem. So, Nikki, is that how you can switch from stations?
In the US,
No, because I play the Sam Malone show from 7 to 8 every morning.
And Sam's on. Oh, he's on K-Tech?
He's on KNTH.
Ah, okay.
Are small returns getting
Okay.
in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree. Single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB.
You probably can't have enough
offers a
Post-it notes
9%
over there, right?
return and up to a 13% waterfall.
Right? I was just
Call us
thinking that.
today
I
at
need to put some notes up.
281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com.
Now you got to
That's
find the guy who did that.
281-915-0906.
No,
This
there was a
investment
power
is offered
outage
to
over the
accredited
weekend.
investors.
Oh yeah,
Are
because
you
it got a
expecting
little
to close
stormy
accurately,
Saturday
on
night.
time, and with
or
lots of
Friday.
communication on your
Yeah,
home
Saturday
purchase?
morning,
You've
I
come to
guess
the
all
right
the stations
place.
flickered,
I'm
so
Jennifer Hernandez,
some of
Senior
them
Loan
just
Officer
went
with
offline
Legacy
and we had
Mutual
to,
Mortgage.
scramble to
Our
get things
goal
back
is to
up.
give our borrowers and referral partners an amazing experience during the loan process. My team believes in putting people and culture before results. Our company concentrates on building those teams who operate with structure, process, and recognition for going the extra mile for you. This way, we have the energy to make this your best home purchase ever. Give us a call today to find out the simple steps to get started. I'm Jennifer Hernandez, the Hernandez team at Legacy Mutual Mortgage. Jennifer.legacymutual.com or call 713-579-3611. Again, jennifer.legacymutual.com. We can't wait to consult with you soon. NMLS 514497.
Equal Housing Opportunity Lender. NMLS 514497.
Are you looking for an
All right, 1
investor-friendly general contractor for your investment property? Then call Fast Track Remodeling at 832-742-9992 or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
Fast Track Remodeling specializes in turnkey remodeling of single-family investment properties Whether it's a flip rehab or a rental rehab, we manage every aspect of a rehab from start to finish with a highly efficient, standardized process.
Over the last 6 years, Fast Track has completed over 700 projects, which has helped us to create our 3 keys to success. Use a detailed scope of work so that everything gets done, train and maintain quality crews so it gets done right, and complete the work in a proper order so it gets done fast.
No more managing it yourself, no more doing the work yourself. Fast Track Remodeling really does manage it all.
So give us a call today at 832-742-9992.
Okay.
Again, that's 832-742-9992, or reach us on the web at fasttrackremodeling.com.
This is Business 1110.
All right, here we go. Hot mics.
Welcome back. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. I have about a gazillion Facebook messages. I had a little, was it Friday or Saturday? I can't remember. I posted a little tirade about this whole Syrian thing, and I think there's a whole lot of responses to that, and I just have not gotten to them. But don't worry, I've got a lot of meetings today, so that means I will be on Facebook instead of paying attention. All right, we're covering the rest of the article, Housing Sees First Post-Harvey Dip from the Houston Chronicle, April 11th, 2018. That's when the article came out. And I'm just going to bang through a couple of these things so I can get to where we left off on Friday. It's possible that consumers are hesitant to buy in light of recent stock market volatility and the looming trade war with China and how that might affect their personal finances. I don't know how this made it in the article. You ask your average home owner, home buyer, hey, are you making any decisions as it relates to a future home sale or purchase because of a, quote, looming trade war with China or volatility on the stock market? And they'll look at you like you are speaking Chinese to them. I mean, that has absolutely nothing to do with what's going on in the market. Here's another thing I find interesting. Higher mortgage rates also may be spooking would-be buyers or pushing them to act. The average rate on a 30-year mortgage was 4.4%, up from a low last year of 3.78%. People are falling into 2 camps: act before rates go higher, or stay on the fence and wait and see where rates go. I do not know any buyers or sellers right now that are concerned with interest rates. However, if they are concerned about interest rates, it's about them going up. The difference between a 4.4% mortgage and a 3.78% mortgage on a 30-year fixed rate, $250,000 principal balance is $90 a month. To say that rates have taken sellers out of the market is absurd. It doesn't even pass the logic test. Now, if rates double, that's a totally different thing, but you'll see the economy go into a complete tailspin at that point. Let me put it this way. Housing ain't going to be a problem. At 7% interest rates, if the Fed decided to do that overnight, and really it's not even the Fed, it's a 10-year treasury. If we saw that overnight, there would be absolute chaos. I hesitate to say that it would be, hoard your alcohol, gold, bullets, all that, but I mean, it would be ugly. You would see investment bankers jumping out of windows in droves. That's what you would see. It would be absolutely chaotic on Wall Street. And of course, all the major news networks would all be freaking out, trying to get everybody whipped up. And honestly, for Main Street, we really don't care. Our cost of borrowing goes up, but reality is we don't borrow like Wall Street does. So it's a little bit different. But in any case, the strongest part of the market last month was for homes priced in the $500,000 to $750,000 range. Sales in that segment were up 7%. That's a good thing. The recession in Houston started in October of 2014. And it has since ended about 6 months ago. The market segment in real estate that was really impacted was the $500,000 plus houses. In fact, you can go back to some radio shows early in 2016. You can even go back to some of my Facebook Lives in 2015, where I said, guys doing new construction, be very, very careful. Those of you who are in the 5 to 700 plus bracket, some of y'all north of 700, be extremely careful. The bottom fell out on that market in certain submarkets, not all over the city. But I dare you to go back and look at a good example just outside the Heights, a little neighborhood called Brooksmith. A lot of real estate investors in that little submarket. Look at the days on market in 12-month increments starting in 2013. And you'll see that the days on market nearly doubled over 3 years. That's how we knew I don't want to do anything over there. We had looked at some deals over there. I'm like, nope, not doing it. Nope, don't care. Unless we get it for like $100,000 and I can rent it out, I am not interested. Tom was chatting with another real estate investor here in town. Very, very successful real estate investor. Extremely successful. Actually, one of the largest single-family investors in the state. And they were comparing notes on Westbury and Meyerland. And it's like, I'm not really a buyer at, all these current prices. In fact, a lot of sellers reality hasn't set in yet. But I might be a buyer at 125, 150K for a flooded house. But 250, 300, yeah, right. And that's exactly what happened in some of these other submarkets. So you've got guys right now, guys and gals, that are buying up stuff in Westbury and Meyerland that's been flooded three times. And they think they're going to turn this thing around and make $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 on a sale. And there's no way. It's not going to happen. But in any case, it stands to reason, however, that prices have fallen in neighborhoods that flooded. All right. I want to take that singular comment. It stands to reason, however, that prices have fallen in neighborhoods that flooded. I'm going to take that comment and I'm going to break this down a couple of different ways. When you look at statistics, when people start putting numbers on a sheet of paper to describe what's going on in the real world, you have to understand some of their assumptions. There are assumptions in all of these statistical models. There has to be, because you have to be able to control for a certain number of variables. So one person may put their data together in a neighborhood and say, well, prices have fallen in this neighborhood. And another person may take that exact same data and separate the houses in that neighborhood. The houses that were sold that were flooded, those that were flooded and remediated and sold, or those that were flooded, remediated, 100% rehabbed, and put back on the market as a retail-ready, beautiful house. And then there's a fourth set of data in that subset of that data group, and that is the houses that have never flooded and are now on the market for sale. So there's four different types of properties that are likely to be on the market in a flooded neighborhood. Technically, there could be another one, which is the unrehabbed house that was never flooded. I mean, you could chop these little markets up now, post-flood, a dozen different ways. So if you're just going on MLS and saying, give me all the houses in Bear Creek that sold in the last 6 months, you are definitely going to see a downturn in prices. Absolutely. You will see it. However, if you do not distinguish between those assets that were impacted negatively by the storm versus those that were not, it's just going to look like Harvey is like killing all these neighborhoods. In fact, what I'm finding is the exact opposite. What I have seen in the last 6 months is I've seen houses right after Harvey, let's say in Bear Creek, that were trading at $60, $70, $80 a door post-storm, flooded by the storm, that I'm now seeing those exact same houses 6 months later that were flooded but remediated, meaning all the wet stuff was taken out. However, they were not rehabbed. In other words, the sheetrock wasn't put back in, the cabinets and countertops and all that other stuff. I mean, it's just literally 4 foot up, it's just sticks. In a lot of cases, all the sheetrock is out. I mean, they may have taken all the sheetrock out, but at least 4 feet from the floor to 4 feet up is sticks. That's all that's in there. There might be some tile left in the wet areas, but otherwise it's sticks 4 feet up. Those houses, I'm seeing that have gone from $60,000, $70,000 a door to $110K a door, which after rehab is as much as the house would sell for retail. It's a wild thing. I saw a post this weekend and I made a comment. Somebody said, oh, well, I'm seeing neighborhoods that are having a 30% write down on completely rehabbed houses that were flooded by the storm. And I'm like, hey, you're going to have to start posting some neighborhoods because I don't see that. I don't. And this guy does a lot of deals. So hopefully, like I said, I'll check Facebook during the break, but hopefully he's posted some neighborhoods because I don't see that. We got houses in Memorial. We got them in Bear Creek. We got them up in Cypress. We've got them all over town. I'll have to look. I don't think we have any in Kingwood. And out of all the neighborhoods I'm most concerned with, actually, the ones that were flooded in Kingwood are the ones I'd be most concerned with. Well, Meyerland, Westbury, but that's a whole different other thing. If I lived in Meyerland and Westbury, I would fight to change the name of that place at this point. But when I look at these other neighborhoods around town, I'm just not seeing it. I'm really not. Actually, I ought to ask Robert Orfino if he's on the Facebook page here. They've got one that they flipped down in Webster, and they got flooded during Harvey. I think if they haven't finished the rehab, they're close. And I'd be interested to see what kind of impact that property's had on, or what impact Harvey's had on the value. But right now, it still seems to be like, I'm not sure. We're not sure what's going on here. We get back from the break. I'm going to talk more about the rest of this article as it relates to foreclosures from Hurricane Harvey, because I think that is absolutely going to have an impact on the value of these neighborhoods. It's Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
Mike's off.
Hi, Clint Coons here, attorney and avid real estate investor. You know, the greatest mistake real estate investors make is not understanding the potential liability that exists from owning real estate. At Anderson Business, Legal, and Tax Advisors, we specialize in protecting real estate investors in all 50 states. In addition to structuring your business for optimum protection, we provide guidance so you pay the least amount of taxes available under the law. We have 150 employees that range from lawyers to CPAs to estate planners and much more. Download our free ebook, The Invisible Investor Strategy, today at AndersonAdvisors.com or call for a free risk reduction analysis and financial blueprint at 800-706-4741. Anderson Business Advisors will help you keep more of what you earn. Call us today at 800-706-4741 and mention Right Path Real Estate.
Do you have cracks in your brick, doors that stick, or sheetrock that's coming apart? Then you may have foundation movement. Due to our expansive soils in the Houston area, it's probably not a question of if you have movement, but when. Call Foundation Check for a truly independent, unbiased foundation evaluation. Foundation Check has been in business since 2009 and has completed over 1,400 evaluations. We're not in the business of repairing foundations or selling you unnecessary peer work, but we are in the business of evaluating your foundation. Our product is designed for house flippers, landlords, or even owner-occupied properties. Each of our files is reviewed by a licensed engineer. Remember to check before every repair. Call 346-702-3825. That's 346-702-3825. Or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com. That's foundationcheck.com.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes or binders? The agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. We're here for you. Are you a rehabber, wholesaler, buy and hold, or flip? Bundling your properties on a single policy will help save time and money. Benchmark has been in business for over 10 years, and we insure over 30,000 properties. Contact Benchmark about our exclusive investor package. Call us and let us show you what we can do for you at 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com. That's benchmarkbroker.com. benchmarkbrokerage.com. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbrokerage.com.
1 minute.
Hello, real estate investors.
All right.
You need a lender that moves fast at the speed of a jet to fund your investment properties. Jet Lending will help you purchase properties quickly with as little cash out of pocket as possible. Jet Lending also sets up a repair escrow fund to help you with repair costs. Jet Lending has originated over 2,000 loans in Texas, valued at over $250 million. Jet Lending will help you evaluate your deals for free and give you feedback on value, cost of repairs, and potential loan amount. Jet Lending is your fast and friendly hard money source for first-time investors and seasoned professionals. Call 281-872-7800 or email us at info@jetlending.com. Oh, and don't forget about our famous Third Wednesday Super Investor Networking Meeting. Lots of fun, lots of great real estate talk. We'll see you there.
This is Business 1110.
All right, hot mics.
Welcome back, Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. Speaking of awesome weather, since we're talking about Hurricane Harvey, I've got a friend of mine. They're in Boston right now running the marathon, and the text messages I'm getting are hilarious. It's freezing rain, and it snowed yesterday. So they are, in fact, I got a picture. He sent a picture of his wife dressed in like trash bags. They are having a dandy of a time at the marathon this year. So be thankful you're here in Houston, Texas, where it's, what was it, like 60 this morning? So it's not so bad down here. You could be running a marathon in freezing rain. The coldest I ever rode was in the low 20s, and it was raining. It is awful. It's absolutely awful. So, in any case, let's talk more about this article, Housing Sees First Post-Harvey Dip. It stands to reason, however, that prices have fallen in neighborhoods that flooded. In Tiburon Lakes, an area of the Woodlands that experienced significant flooding, houses that once were owner-occupied have become rentals. Other residents remediated the water damage and sold for a fraction of what their homes were worth before the storm. Now, question is, why would you sell your house for less after the storm? Simple. It needs a $35 to $50 a foot rehab. I can't buy your house for what it was worth before because it needs $50 a foot in rehab. It needs, and I'm not familiar with, truth be told, I'm not familiar with Tiburon Lakes. I don't know what the ARV is up there, but let's just say for round numbers, it's a $40 a foot rehab. And it's a one-story house, and 2,500 square feet at $40 a foot were impacted by the storm. That's a $100,000 rehab. If your house was worth $300,000, I can't pay $200,000 for it, even though it's $100,000 less. I've got to include closing costs on the buy side. On the sell side, I have to include, obviously, the rehab, my holding costs, some money in there for profit. So one of the things I find fascinating is most realtors are not taught how an investor works or how single-family real estate works as an investment. They just assume, oh, well, you're going to do a $100,000 rehab, $200,000 house, or $300,000 house, so it's worth $200,000. We'll sell it to you for $180,000. And you're like, what? You don't. Do you even understand what it costs to sell a house? And you're a realtor. I mean, just so whenever you read articles like this, be very careful because realtors, and I don't care if they've sold 10,000 houses or one, most of the time realtors do not understand how to be an investor. They don't understand the business of real estate. And it's not because they're stupid people. It's just no one sat down and explained it to them. I mean, if you sell a house for $300,000, for those of you who've bought and sold houses before, do you put $300,000 in your pocket? No, you got closing costs. You got realtors. You got title companies. You've got all these other costs associated just with transferring the asset to another owner. We budget 10% for that. So a $300,000 house, you're taking $30,000 right off the top. So even in let's say that $300,000 house up in the Woodlands needs $100,000 in work, I'm down to $200,000. Well, when I flip that house, I'm going to take 30 grand right off the top. So my offer's already down to 170. So be very careful when you read the statistics on these or any analysis on this kind of stuff that's done by realtors. Again, it's not because they're dumb or anything like that. It's just that no one sat down and educated them. That's all it really is. It's not they're not bad people. They're not lying or anything like that. No one has sat down and explained it to them. So when you see a neighborhood that's down 20, 30, 40%, is it because they're lumping all of what we call the distressed sales in with the retail sales? The perfect way to figure out the impact of the economy, the impact of an event like Harvey on a neighborhood is to look at single home sales. What does that mean? It means you look at the exact same house sold a year ago. What did it sell for today? It's really hard to do because most people are not buying and selling their house every year. However, over a 3, 4, 5 year time period, at least 7 years, somewhere between 5 and 7 years, because that's how long most people stay in their homes, you can see a trend. 123 Main Street sold for $120,000 7 years ago, and this year it sold for $225,000. That's actually how you can calculate appreciation as well. You want to look at the exact same house and what has it done over time. This is why at our weekend retreat, we don't teach ARV. People will hear this all the time. After repaired value, after repaired value, after repaired value. ARV is not important to us. We prefer PFV, predicted future value, because we look at all these other elements. How many houses are on the market? What's the absorption rate? What's the rate of appreciation? We are running all of those calculations in order to make a purchase, buy, no buy decision. That's why PFV is so much more powerful than ARV. ARV is great to get a snapshot of what the, quote, property is worth today. But what do the inventories look like 6 months from now, 8 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now? How much has the area grown around the neighborhood? What's the job growth look like 5 years out from now? What price point is the house in? What price point is the house in now? What price point will it be in the future? And how does that affect appreciation? Some people believe appreciation is linear, and that's not true. I just mentioned to you that the houses between 750 and 800 have increased sales by 7% over the last year. That tells me that those houses are about to experience a pretty rapid appreciation. So there are all these elements that go into what we call the PFB, the predicted future value. But let me get back to this. I don't want to get into our whole weekend retreat. Most people listening to this radio show are brand new real estate investors. You hear something like that and your brain just exploded. So let me get back into this article here. Housing analysts have predicted a surge of foreclosures later this year as forbearance programs end and homeowners face mortgage bills they can't pay. That is absolutely going to happen. In fact, the foreclosure market as it relates to Hurricane Harvey is going to happen. And I'll tell you this, it's going to happen really, really fast. And why is that? And I'll tell you, it has everything to do with politics. We have an adult that's in the White House. Well, I use that term loosely. We have an adult that is the governor and lieutenant governor. And we have a bunch of adults in Congress. And those people recognize that we cannot allow people who can no longer afford their home to stay in their home. Think about this. There are people in Houston living in houses that have not been remediated. They are wet and nasty and moldy. They also cannot afford to repair the house, nor can they afford to continue to pay the mortgage. They need to get out of that situation. It's a health issue at this point. And the folks that are in politics right now are not going to be able to, how can I put this, pressure banks into allowing those people to stay in those houses. They need to move out. And the best way to get them to move out is to go ahead and foreclose on them. So you're going to see two things that happen here over the next 6 or 8 months. In fact, I got a text message from Ryan this weekend. He said, I just saw my first Harvey foreclosure. I think it's on MLS right now. And I'll tell you the other thing. We work with our banker, and our banker gives us kind of the inside look about what's going on with all the big banks. And, he's hanging out with all his buddies that are bankers at other big banks. And one thing that these bankers have learned from all the large financial institutions is they have learned that if you don't pull the cord fast enough, the housing values will not recover quick enough. So what's going to happen is these guys have all gone through Katrina. They've gone through Superstorm Sandy. They've gone through all these they've gone through 5 or 6 of these hurricanes, 10, 15 years ago in Florida. They finally have enough experience to say, we need to foreclose on these assets as fast as humanly possible. So that is absolutely what's going to happen. We are in the right political environment. We're in the right financial environment, and this thing is completely regional. So what is going to happen is you're going to see foreclosures hit the market, and when they hit the market, they're going to go so fast it's going to blow your mind. Now, I think some inventory is going to trail out over the next 18 months, but you really have got about 6 to 8 months to get your hustle on, to get some really great deals on some real estate. You got about a 6 to 8 month window. In fact, I'll tell you what's amazing. We're buying houses on MLS again. And I think it's because real estate investors are so focused on the flood market, they've taken their eye off all the other distressed assets in the city. So we're picking stuff up left and right that's a distressed property, needs a lot of work. That's what I really mean by distressed. I mean, it means needs a lot of work. We're picking stuff up that we shouldn't normally get away with. But I think because the market is so inefficient and all these investors have their eyes on flooded properties, like that's all they're focused on, they're missing out on huge opportunities in houses that are not flooded. Quite honestly, I'm surprised how many non-flooded houses we've been buying lately. However, I will tell you this. There is about to be a plethora of flooded houses that are foreclosures that are going to hit the market because these banks are not going to allow these people to sit in these homes. It's a lot different than what happened in 08 and 09. In 2008 and 2009, banks were not really interested in foreclosing on people because they knew once those houses went vacant, the likelihood of vandalism and HOA issues and all that goes way up. However, the longer these people are in their homes in Houston, the moldier and nasty these things get. The longer they're there, the more liability there is, potential liability post-foreclosure for the new owner, which is the bank. These banks do not want to deal with these properties. This is like inheriting, a house full of, whatever it is that's really nasty that everybody's scared of. They don't want to inherit all this stuff. They want to get it off their books and out of their inventory as fast as possible. If y'all remember 2009, all the way till about 2011, 2012, I can remember going into neighborhoods where they had foreclosed on that property in 2009, and they still didn't have it on the market. It was just a vacant house that had a property management company sign on the door that says, hey, if you need to get into this house or there's an emergency with this house, call this number. That's not going to happen this time around. They cannot wait to sell these things. We get back from the break. We'll talk more about the impact of Hurricane Harvey. It's Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
Mike's on.
Time is money in a real estate deal. If your insurance company is slow or non-responsive, you could lose a deal like that. You need a quick turnaround on quotes, binders, and the agency for that is Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. The team at Benchmark understands the investor mindset. They know what you need and when you need it. It's there for you. Call Houston's leading real estate risk management experts. Benchmark Insurance Group of Texas. 281-569-4353. That's 281-569-4353. Or online at benchmarkbroker.com.
Are you a realtor or seller that is concerned about the new TRID rules and closing on time? I'm Jennifer Hernandez, Senior Loan Officer at Legacy Mutual Mortgage, and we have mastered the 30-day close. We close on time, accurately, and with tons of communication. You'll have a dedicated team of a coordinator and a contract to close associate. Give me a call today at 713-579-3611 and let's talk about how we can help you on your next transaction. NMLS 514497.
Hello, real estate investors. Do you need a lender that moves fast at the speed of a jet to fund your investment properties? Jet Lending will help you purchase properties quickly with as little cash out of pocket as possible. Jet Lending also sets up a repair escrow fund to help you with repair costs. Jet Lending is your fast and friendly hard money source for first-time investors and seasoned professionals. Call 281-872-7800 or email us at info@jetlending.com.
Selecting a foundation company and their product for repair is a lot like a game of chance. You simply don't know what you're going to get. The foundation repair industry as a whole doesn't carry a license, nor is it regulated. However, Foundation Check utilizes professional engineers to review all of our files to give you the best foundation analysis in today's market. Remember to check before every repair. Call 346-702-3825 or you can reach us online at foundationcheck.com.
Real estate investors, if you're not familiar with Quest IRA, let me tell you what you're missing. We've got free weekly educational classes, networking opportunities, and the ability to tap into trillions of dollars for your real estate investing deals. Come by our office or join us remotely as we simulcast all of our educational classes every Tuesday morning and evening. For more information, call us at 1-855-FUN-IRAs or visit our website at questira.com.
Taxes. Just the sound of that word makes people cringe. At Anderson Advisors, we provide tax reduction through asset protection for real estate investors throughout the country. Our unique philosophy has CPAs, lawyers, bookkeepers, and estate planners with one common goal, helping you, the real estate investor. Check us out today at andersonadvisors.com and don't forget to tell us you heard about us at Right Path Real Estate.
You found or inherited a great investment
All right,
property.
1 minute.
Problem is, you don't know how much it's worth, or more importantly, what to do to maximize your investment while mitigating risk. This is exactly why we started Next Gen Appraisals. Next Gen is a group of appraisers specializing in investment real estate. We understand that investors aren't just looking for a number of what their property is worth, but a comprehensive analysis of the market. Give Next Gen a call at 713-346-9911 or check us out online at nextgenappraisals.com.
Are small returns getting in the way of your retirement plans? Why settle for mediocre results? There's a better place to invest. The experts agree, single-family real estate is one of the best investments you can make. Find out how JB Fund Services offers a 9% preferred return and up to a 13% waterfall. Call us today at 281-915-0906 or visit our website, jbfundservices.com. That's 281-915-0906. This investment is offered to accredited investors.
This is Business 1110.
All right, hot mics.
Welcome back. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate. Let's finish this article up. And then I'm going to talk about the retirement bubble. I don't think I'm going to talk about it Wednesday. It'll probably be on Friday's show. It depends. I'm probably going to start another book called Enjoy the Decline. So it's going to be interesting. But let's go ahead and go through this here. Buyers closed on 6,810 single-family homes last month. The new data showed inventory, while still tight, reached 3.4 month supply in March, its highest level so far this year. Let me explain something real quick here. There's a debate, and I tend on the more conservative number. Some go with the more liberal number. We're somewhere in the middle. A normal market is somewhere between 5 and 6 months of inventory on market, meaning if no new inventory came on the market available for sale, we would run out of properties in 3.4 months. It's a good little supply-demand metric you will hear in the real estate industry. I believe 6 months of inventory is a normal market. Some say 5, so somewhere between 5 and 6 months is a normal market. We are currently at 3.4 months. It has been like this for 10 years, at least. I don't think it's been, and I have to go back and look even at 09. We need a real estate crash like 2008, 2009 to get back to a normal market. I've said that before on the show. I've actually gone through the numbers. I've done the calculation. We quite literally need a real estate crash like the worst real estate crash in the history of the United States in order to get back to a normal market. If that doesn't tell you how crazy this market is, it's absolutely insane. In fact, here's one of my favorite metrics in this whole thing. And it's a big, see, I told you so, guys. The hot part of the housing market is the very bottom. If you could get a house on the ground for under 200 grand, you can sell them all day long. I have told you guys for 2 years now, they are not building any more $200,000 houses. They can't. A developer and a builder cannot build houses below 200 grand. If you want to get fantastically wealthy over the next 5 to 7 years, you need to go into neighborhoods with good school districts and buy properties at cash flow that are under 200 grand. Those houses are appreciating somewhere between 7 and 15% per year. By the way, 15% appreciation, you double your money in less than 7 years. That house goes from a $150,000 house to a $300,000 house. It doubles in value. Thanks for listening to the show, folks. Tom will be here tomorrow. Build your team Tuesday. He and I will both be in the studio Wednesday. Oh, by the way, we got Redneck Country Club event this Wednesday. Go to rightpathrealestate.com. You can check it out there. There'll be 1,000 investors there. I'm not kidding. There'll be 1,000 people there. We will be there. You can come hang out with us. And weekend retreat is this weekend. If you are interested in learning how to do real estate like we do, go to rightpathrealestate.com. You can sign up there. Thanks for listening to the show. I will be back Wednesdays. Jason Bible, Right Path Real Estate.
All right, Jay, have a good one.
Great. Thank you.